family responded to a report she drowned. This conflicts with evidence they've received from their attorney.
These are disturbing last videos of missing people.
Yeah, we're out here in the ocean. That is the land. We still have to get to... Wait, where? Oh, we're almost there.
From being involved with the cartel.
The masked person come back out and go up to the tank area.
Who, at the risk of his own life, probably saved half a dozen lives and hundreds of thousands of dollars of property value.
Through our investigation, we determined that Dale Kerstetter was approximately $30,000 to $40,000.
To dating wrong men.
Oh, God, what do I do? Oh, my God, I hate my life.
And stalkers that were caught live.
Every time I was stopping and waiting on a spot for me to touch here in my back.
These are the scariest moments.
Who are you? Please get out. No, please get out.
Caught on camera. In the early 1990s, Chelino Sanchez emerged as a prominent figure in Mexican regional music, renowned for his authentic corridos that resonated deeply with many. On May 16, 1992, during a performance at Salon Bugambilias in Culiacan, Sinaloa, an audience member handed him a note. Upon reading it, Sanchez's demeanor noticeably changed, suggesting the message contained unsettling information. Despite this, he continued his performance with unwavering resolve. Later that evening, after leaving the venue, he was escorted by individuals presenting themselves as state police officers. The following day, his life came to a tragic end under circumstances that remain unclear. This sequence of events has led to widespread speculation that the note he received was a threat, though this has never been officially confirmed. Sanchez's legacy endures, and he is remembered for his contributions to music and the mysterious circumstances surrounding his final performance. Life Retreat.
Nancy Ng's disappearance.
Her family responded to a report she drowned. This conflicts with evidence they've received from their attorney.
Nancy Ng traveled to Guatemala in October 2023 for a peaceful yoga retreat, but what should have been a rejuvenating trip turned into an unsettling mystery. On October 19th, she was last seen kayaking on the waters of Lake Atitlan without a life jacket. Her final moments captured in a photo where she smiled at the camera. Then she was gone. What happened next only deepened the mystery. The group she was with left Guatemala almost immediately, avoiding questions and offering little explanation.
My dad, he keeps his phone next to him at night, just like he's hoping for a ransom call, something that will prove that Nancy might still be alive and that she's out there and she's just waiting for us to find her.
Rumors of something more troubling began to spread, but with no clear answers, the speculation grew. Eventually, one witness broke the silence through an attorney, claiming Nancy entered the water willingly, but was lost to the currents. Yet many remain unconvinced. Why wasn't she given a life jacket? Why did those around her refuse to help authorities? The truth of what happened that day on the lake remains just out of reach. Disturbing recording. In September 2014, 30-year-old social worker Kaylin Louder was last seen on surveillance footage leaving her condominium in Murray, Utah, barefoot and wearing minimal clothing, despite the rainy weather. Earlier that day, she had made a series of unusual 911 calls, including one reporting an alleged intruder in her home.
I have an intruder in my house.
Okay, do you know who this person is?
No, I don't.
Were weapons involved or mentioned?
They're not talking or responding. I'm just telling them to leave so I can hear them.
So you haven't seen them, you can just hear them?
Yes, correct.
Though responding officers found no evidence of such an occurrence. Approximately 2 months later, she was later discovered in the Jordan River, about 5 miles from her residence. An autopsy was unable to determine the cause of her passing, and toxicology reports indicated no presence of illegal substances. Authorities found no signs of foul play, but her family remains unconvinced, believing that critical questions remain unanswered. The circumstances surrounding Kaylin's final moments continue to be a source of speculation and concern. Filled in. On January 31st, 2013, 21-year-old Elisa Lam vanished while staying at the Cecil Hotel in downtown LA. A student from the University of British Columbia, she had been traveling alone when she suddenly stopped responding to her family. When she failed to check out, concern grew. Police searched but found nothing, so they released security footage from the hotel's elevator. The video quickly went viral. Lam was seen behaving oddly, pressing multiple buttons, peeking out nervously, and making unusual hand gestures before stepping out and disappearing down the hallway. Weeks later, hotel guests complained about foul-tasting water and low pressure. Maintenance workers checked the rooftop tanks and made a shocking discovery. Lam was inside one of them. The autopsy ruled it accidental, but the circumstances made no sense. The tanks were locked, and accessing them required a ladder and key. How did she get inside? Was someone else involved? Years later, the case remains one of the most chilling unsolved mysteries. Running forever. On June 30th, 2014, 28-year-old Lars Mittank traveled to Golden Sands, Bulgaria, with friends for a vacation. Things took a strange turn after a fight with rival football fans left him with a ruptured eardrum. Doctors advised him not to fly, so while his friends returned home, he stayed behind at a budget hotel. But something was wrong. The next day, he sent his mother a troubling message. He felt unsafe, claiming 4 men were after him. His paranoia only grew. At Varna Airport, security cameras captured him walking in, but within minutes, he ran out in a panic. He sprinted across the parking lot, climbed a fence, and vanished into the surrounding forest. Despite massive searches, no sign of him was ever found. To this day, nobody knows what happened or why he was so afraid. His disappearance remains one of Europe's most puzzling mysteries. Lighthouse Nightmare.
We're out here in the ocean. That is the land. Like, we still have to get to there. Wait, where? Oh, we're almost there.
On May 27th, 2018, Spencer Mugford and Sophia McKenna set out on a late-night adventure toward the mysterious New London Ledge Lighthouse. They seemed carefree, even posting on Snapchat as they sailed toward the structure. But something happened that night. Something no one can explain. Between 2:05 and 2:09 a.m., Spencer's phone made 7 calls to Sophia's mother, but no one spoke on the other end. By morning, their sailboat had washed ashore with no one on board. Days later, Spencer was found, but Sophia was never seen again. No one knows what really happened. Did they get caught in the currents? Did Sophia try to call for help? Theories continue to swirl, but her disappearance remains an unsettling mystery. The lighthouse still stands, watching over the water, but it holds no answers. Last goodbye. Chris Kremers and Lisanne Froon left their host family's home in Boquete, Panama, for a walk with the family's dog. But only the dog returned. The 2 Dutch travelers had vanished without a trace. Locals, police, and detectives from the Netherlands launched an extensive search, combing through the dense jungle for weeks. No clues surfaced until a backpack was found near a river, holding their phones, camera, and scattered belongings. Lisanne's camera contained a series of disturbing photos, strange mounds of dirt, scattered items, and an unsettling image of Chris. The phone logs showed numerous failed calls for help, suggesting they had been lost for days. Speculation ran wild. Accident, foul play, or something even more chilling? The jungle held its secrets tightly, and while some answers were found, the full story of what happened to Chris and Lisanne remains a haunting mystery. Last Descent.
Who said, because it's there? And what mountain? Well, the mountain's easy enough. Everest. But the man, George Lee Mallory.
George Mallory dreamed of conquering Mount Everest before anyone else. His first attempt set a world altitude record, but the expedition ended in tragedy when 7 porters were lost to the mountain's harsh conditions, forcing Mallory to retreat. But Everest called him back. In 1924, he returned, determined to reach the summit, no matter the cost. This time, he climbed with Andrew Irvine, a young climber skilled in using new oxygen technology. As they neared Everest's final pyramid, clouds swallowed them whole. The world never saw them again.
Mallory would say, well, we've got to hurry up here because it's almost approaching dusk. Unfit enough to say, oh no, I don't think we can manage it. I think you've been perfectly willing to go on, and they might well have got to the top.
Decades later, in 1999, Mallory was discovered, preserved by the ice, but Irvine's remains and their camera, potential proof of their success, were never found. Some believe they reached the peak before tragedy struck, while others think Everest claimed them before they could make history. Their final fate remains one of the greatest mountaineering mysteries ever. Scary Dash Cam. Driving down an empty road, a woman finds her path blocked by a group of men dumping trash. Annoyed but undeterred, she confronts them, unaware of how quickly the situation will escalate. At first, they ignore her, but then one of them notices the small, blinking light of her dash cam. Everything changes. Their expressions harden, their movements become tense, and suddenly, hostility fills the air.
What do you think you're doing? It's illegal, dumping rubbish.
Hey, stop. The camera! The camera! Give me the camera!
She doesn't wait to find out what happens next. Sensing the shift, she throws her car into reverse and takes off, adrenaline pumping as she watches them in her rearview mirror. Fortunately, she manages to escape, but the encounter leaves an unsettling thought lingering. Had she not been able to get away, what would they have done? The dashcam that first put her in danger may have also been the one thing that saved her, capturing a moment that serves as a chilling warning to others.
Hey, stop! The camera! The camera! Give me the camera!
Get off!
Camera.
Get off! For God's sake!
Stalking Live.
Sleeping on a bench for a girl's weird. You know, they're like gonna come up, touch me weird or something weird. You can't let that happen, okay? Hello. Hello.
In 2020, Japanese Twitch streamer I'm Jasmine had a disturbing encounter while live streaming. She was casually walking and chatting with her viewers when a man approached and tried to start a conversation. She told him she was live and politely asked him to give her space, but he ignored her. Instead, he kept moving closer, making her visibly uncomfortable. She tried to keep things calm, but he wouldn't back off.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Oh my God, why are you touching me? No. Yeah, this is live stream. Man, stop touching me, man. No.
Frustrated and unsettled, she decided to go home, hoping that would end the encounter. But the man followed her through the streets, making the situation worse. As she walked faster, her fear became more obvious, and eventually, she broke down crying. The disturbing moment played out in real time, with viewers watching helplessly. It was a deeply uncomfortable situation that left her shaken and raised concerns about safety for people streaming alone in public.
Hi. Okay. What do I do? Oh my God, I hate my life.
Was he right here? Unwanted audience. Hannah Viverette was recording a TikTok video in her Maryland apartment when a chilling moment unfolded. While dancing in her living room, the balcony door suddenly opened and a man stepped inside.
Who are you? Please get out. No, please get out.
The intruder, identified as Angel Rodriguez Gomez, had been seen around the complex before. Hannah's reaction was swift, backing away while capturing his image before running to a neighbor for safety. The unsettling encounter, caught on camera, quickly spread online, raising concerns about security and personal safety.
Please get out of my apartment right now. Get out. Get out.
When I saw his hands in his pockets and I was standing there fearful, I thought maybe he was going to come at me with a weapon.
Authorities later arrested Gomez, charging him with burglary and stalking. Hannah later expressed gratitude that she was unharmed, but the fear of what could have happened lingers. The incident remains a stark reminder that sometimes danger can come from familiar faces, lurking just beyond a locked door. On stream. A streamer's broadcast took a disturbing turn when a stranger approached her midstream, leaning in close to whisper something in her ear. The message was unclear, but whatever he said instantly unsettled her. Trying to keep her composure, she brushed it off, but the situation quickly escalated. The man lingered, hovering near her, messing with her belongings as if testing her limits. The tension was obvious. Her body language grew more uneasy by the second. Even as she shifted her position, he remained close, making it clear that he wasn't going anywhere. The worst part, even if she ended the stream and left, there was no guarantee he wouldn't follow. The clip, now widely circulated online, left viewers disturbed by how powerless the moment felt.
What?
Unexplainable incident.
Things like alien abduction, that they were attacked by Yetis. It's this huge mystery that's obsessed Russia for decades.
In 1959, 9 experienced hikers set off into the Ural Mountains, led by Igor Dyatlov. Their journey took a strange turn when they veered off course and set up camp on the slopes of Kholat Shakhl, known as Dead Mountain. What happened next remains one of the most unsettling mysteries in modern history. Rescue teams found their tent abandoned, slashed open from the inside. Their footprints led into the snow, where the hikers were found scattered, some barely clothed, others with abrasions that seemed impossible to explain. Some showed signs of intense force, while others had strange burns and even traces of radiation. Official reports suggested an avalanche, but many questioned how such a force could leave some hikers unscathed, while others suffered unexplainable trauma.
The entire slab moves almost instantaneously. As it races down the slope, it breaks into large blocks. At its actual speed, it becomes evident why the wind slab is called the Big Killer.
Decades later, theories range from secret military experiments to unknown natural forces. Yet the Dyatlov Pass remains a place of unanswered questions and chilling speculation. Baiting the thieves.
Holy shit. Before the bet.
A woman and her group drove through risky areas, intentionally placing a phone in plain sight to lure potential thieves. Within minutes, a group of men took notice, trailing their car. A truck rode beside them, hinting at a coordinated effort. The tension escalated as the thieves grew bolder, inching closer to snatch the phone. But just as one man made his move, someone inside the car pulled out a taser, flashing it as a warning. The thief immediately backed off, realizing he had been caught in a trap with no easy escape. The entire encounter was captured on video, revealing just how quickly these setups unfold. While the group managed to outsmart the thieves, the situation could have turned dangerous, leaving viewers debating whether it was a clever tactic or an unnecessary risk. Missing worker. A quiet factory, an empty security desk, and a missing man. Dale Kerstetter's last known moments were captured on surveillance footage in 1987 at Corning Glassworks in Pennsylvania. The longtime security guard and maintenance worker had clocked in for his night shift, but by morning, he was gone, along with $250,000 worth of platinum. The footage showed him talking to an unidentified masked figure, but no signs of a struggle. His truck remained parked outside, keys still inside, and his belongings untouched. Investigators were torn. Was he an unwilling victim, or had he planned his own disappearance? The platinum vanished with him, and no trace of Dale was ever found. Decades later, theories persist, but the factory's silent security cameras hold the only glimpse into that fateful night. Amy's vanishing. The 1997 disappearance of Amy Roe Bechtel remains one of Wyoming's most baffling cases. A dedicated runner and athlete, she left for a jog in the Wind River Mountains and never returned. A massive search followed. Flyers, posters, and media coverage stretched for years, but no trace of Amy was found. Investigators turned their attention to her husband, Steve Bechtel. He refused to take a polygraph and was reluctant to cooperate, raising suspicions. Though he had an alibi, there was no independent verification. An FBI agent even claimed to have evidence against him, but nothing was ever enough to press charges. As years passed, theories swirled. Was it an accident or something far more sinister? The mountains kept their secrets, and Amy's case remains an enduring mystery, leaving those who remember her still searching for the truth. Following her.
I'm back in Karachi, and today I'm in the middle of Sadr. I'm at Empress Market right now, and this market is well known for spices, dry fruits, and all the other things. So I'm gonna show you what we can find here in this market.
In September 2022, Turkish vlogger Seda Noor was exploring Karachi, Pakistan, documenting her journey for her audience. While enjoying a coconut drink from a street vendor,
I think I'm gonna get a fresh coconut to drink. So we are going to get coconut. It's unfortunately not cooled, but it's very yummy. I love coconut. Very good.
she noticed a man in a blue shirt appearing repeatedly in her footage, trailing her movements. At one point, she felt an unexpected touch on her back, turning to find a young boy nearby, which she initially dismissed as accidental. However, the man in blue continued to shadow her. Visibly shaken, she recounted the incident from her hotel room, sharing the unsettling experience with her viewers. The video quickly gained attention, leading Karachi police to investigate. They identified and arrested the individual, named Shoaib, who later apologized, claiming he hadn't realized his actions would be perceived as they were.
So as you could see, this weird man in blue, he started following me, and every time I was stopping, he was just passing me and waiting on a spot for me to touch here in my back. I just turned around. I was ready to punch someone, so I just saw a little boy. He was around 12 years old. So I thought, yeah, he might have been touched me by accident.
Don't get out.
Damn, so I have this crazy guy that just popped up in front of my car out of nowhere, and he's freaking me the out, bro.
A driver heading home late at night found himself in an unsettling situation when a man in a hat suddenly stepped in front of his car, refusing to move. Concerned, the driver rolled down his window and asked if he needed help, but the man said nothing. Instead, he just stood there, staring in an unnerving way. Something felt off. The driver slowly backed up, keeping a safe distance while calling the police, but the eerie figure remained. He didn't speak, didn't react, just kept staring as he moved closer. Even as the driver repositioned, trying to create space, the man continued his silent, unsettling approach. The entire moment was captured on the driver's dash cam, and it's one of those clips that makes your skin crawl.
I'm on Ocean Parkway, just driving down, and this guy out of nowhere in the middle of the street goes right in front of my car. He won't let me through. NYPD is on the scene. NYPD is on the scene, responding to my call. I don't know what he's doing.
Crazy guy.
What are you doing here, dude? You know I got you on film, right? Who is this dude? Don't see me kick your Okay, do it, man. I'll call police right now. I dare you. I double dare you, man. Come over.
A tense video captures a teenager being harassed by an aggressive man in a public park. The teen, clearly trying to avoid trouble, is repeatedly taunted as the man escalates his behavior, refusing to back down. Despite staying calm and recording the encounter, the teen is met with increasing hostility, making the situation even more unsettling. The man's aggression doesn't stop, and for a moment, it seems like the situation could turn dangerous.
You didn't assault anyone, but dude, what are you doing? Oh, fake that, bitch. White t-shirt, looks like just jeans and a crooked black hat. Might as well make work yes, you touch me, I'm ass. You touch me, you're
Thankfully, before anything worse happens, the police arrive, quickly restraining the man as the teen explains the disturbing encounter. While the immediate threat is over, the entire situation raises concerns about safety in public spaces. No one expects to face this level of intimidation in what should be a safe environment, and the footage serves as a reminder of how unpredictable these encounters can be. Expensive visit.
So in Orlando for a butterbeer is $10, and here in Japan it's $5.54.
They give you discounts.
While out furniture shopping, the Bram fam, a well-known vlogging family, found themselves in an unsettling situation. As they browsed, a man in a gray shirt, who looked like a store manager, kept following them. At first, they assumed it was a misunderstanding, maybe mistaken identity. But in a furniture store, that explanation didn't quite add up. The vlogger noted his strange behavior, feeling uneasy as he hovered nearby. Eventually, the family decided to leave, cutting their shopping trip short. The eerie encounter, captured on video, left viewers wondering about the man's true intentions, whether it was profiling, suspicion, or something more disturbing. The experience served as a reminder of how unsettling it can be to feel watched in public. The footage sparked discussion online, with many viewers sharing similar experiences of being followed in stores, reinforcing the eerie reality that not all eyes watching are harmless. Kentucky creature. A chilling video from Kentucky shows a strange, pale figure creeping down a quiet street late at night. The hunched-over creature moves cautiously, glancing side to side as if searching for something or someone. Its movements are unnatural, almost calculated, as it sneaks through the darkness. But the most unsettling part, when the camera zooms in, its face appears disturbingly blank, with no visible features. Was this just the result of poor video quality, or did the person filming capture something beyond explanation? Some believe it was a trick of the light, while others claim it could be a creature yet to be identified. The eerie footage has left many unsettled, as the figure eventually disappears into the shadows, leaving behind more questions than answers.
You see his face.
Now it's time for today's subscriber's pick. Patricia Meehan was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1951. She initially planned to become a daycare worker and attended college in Oklahoma to follow that dream. However, her love for animals led her to Montana in 1985, where she worked as a ranch hand. In the days leading up to her disappearance, Patricia showed signs of distress. She had battled depression and was supposed to see her therapist the day after she vanished.
It appears that Pat was experiencing a very difficult time in her life and was involved in a rather dramatic accident, which may have involved a head injury. The combination of these factors may have caused amnesia. She does not know who she is, has lost memories of the past, and is out searching for herself throughout the country.
The day before, she told her father she felt overwhelmed and wanted to return home to Pittsburgh. Her landlord also noted unusual behavior, describing her as really hyper. On April 20th, 1989, Patricia was involved in a crash on Montana Highway 200 near Circle. Witness Peggy Bueller saw her driving on the wrong side of the road, nearly causing a head-on collision. The car behind Bueller, driven by an off-duty police officer, wasn't as lucky. Patricia stepped out of her car, but didn't say a word. She just stared at the officer before climbing over a fence and vanishing into the night.
She just stared, never said anything, nothing, just stared at me. I will never forget her.
Authorities launched a massive search. They found tennis shoes near the crash site that seemed to belong to Patricia, but no other trace of her. Her family flew to Montana, searching coal mines and remote areas, but she was never found. They later discovered an eerie photo in her camera, Patricia staring blankly at herself in a mirror, expressionless. Since 1989, there have been over 5,000 reported sightings of Patricia, mostly in Montana, Washington, and South Dakota. Witnesses claim to have seen her at truck stops and bars, sometimes alone, sometimes with a man.
Patty came in the door and wanted to be sat quickly and served quickly. She asked me if she would be able to be out of there in rather of a hurry, and I said, well, we do breakfast in 10 minutes, you'll be out very quickly. And then I made a comment to her that she must have to be back to work at 9 o'clock since it was almost 9, it was about 8:30, 20 till. She said, no, I'm just going shopping. I couldn't understand what it was so important for her to be there right at 9 o'clock to go shopping, when she was in such a huge hurry.
One Reddit user even reported seeing her in Butte, Montana in the early 90s. Some believe she had amnesia, while others think she chose to disappear. What do you think? Thank you, people.